Welcome. My name is Dominic Monaghan, and you are here for your weekly dose of Geek Week Live. Just hanging out, doing my thing, seeing how everyone's doing. It's been an interesting week. How have you guys enjoyed the World Cup? I have. I'm now going through a hangover because there's no more football, but it won't be long until Manchester United.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm hosting Geek Week Live.
No. I host Geek Week Live. You are a guest on Geek Week Live.
Obviously you didn't get the memo. They needed a slightly better looking, slightly more successful, slightly more dynamic, slightly more internationally known host. So you're kind of out of a job now.
Look, man. I put you in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, this is why you get.
And I can do it again. I can do it to you again. That's right. Don't you ever forget it, my friend. I took Ryan Reynolds' mouth away, and I can do it to you too.
That's true.
That's right. Welcome everybody to another edition of Geek Week Live. I am your real host. And I'm not, he has outgrossed me, he is better looking, he has more internet. Let's be honest, I mean, at this point, man, Lost, Lord of the Rings, can I please have Geek Week to myself?
Alright, you know what?
You have everything else.
I will relinquish Geek Week.
Thank you, I do appreciate that ultimately.
This will be the biggest hit Geek Week of all time.
Yeah, probably. I will in spirit wish you a second season of Flash Forward. So there you go. But welcome, you know, we've only got Dom for a little bit, you've got some obligations here.
I have a Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese meeting
together jointly.
Very, very important.
So they're going to it's like
you can keep them waiting, right?
I can keep them waiting.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes.
Look, do you have any idea how much this man has grossed?
I don't know. Is the co-host getting replaced? That's all I know.
Say again?
Is the co-host going to get replaced?
I think the co-host might get replaced.
See, you're fucked too. Actually, Billy Boyd's going to come in, and that's exactly it. They're gigantic. They're going to start shooting out of Auckland.
Oh, good.
It's going to be a tremendous success.
Runaway production, that's best.
Real quick, since we have it, how the hell are you, man? Thanks for coming on in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good. I enjoyed my summer. Like I said, the World Cup was a blast for me, and back in LA, enjoying this heat.
And you've been traveling all over the place.
I was in the Ukraine making a movie, which was an experience to say the least, and got out of England as soon as we got knocked out of the World Cup because people were trying to kill people. And,
so you were back home for the fallout of the World Cup?
I got back about 3 days after England got knocked out, which was 4 days after America got knocked out.
Right.
But to be honest, I thought America, for what they had, played a lot better than England. The unfortunate thing that happens with England is that they build us up so much, and they are a very talented bunch of players as individuals, but they don't play like a team. Spain play like a team. My favorite thing about this year's World Cup is that the best playing football team won the World Cup, which doesn't generally happen.
Not evidenced by that last game.
That's true. Well, what happened the last game we were talking about earlier on is that Holland really tried to attack the midfield. I mean, they almost chopped off Xabi Alonso's head. And
we call that a super kick.
Isn't that disgusting?
It is in certain markets.
Mm-hmm. You know, Iniesta and Xavi were lucky to escape getting their legs broken too. But you know, the World Cup before that, Italy won the World Cup, and they were one of the poorest teams ever to win a World Cup.
Well, thanks to a headbutt, no less. Too.
Right. So I was happy that Spain won, and my mom and dad live in Spain, so there's a celebration.
So now, do you, when it comes to Brazil, you think you'll go check it out, go see it live?
I might go to Brazil actually. It's not too far away, and I think it would be a carnival to say the least. And it's always nice to see Brazil play on their home soil because they'll be the favourites to win it.
That's some excellent looking women as well.
Oh my God.
That's what I was going to say.
We're all like, let's be very honest. I have to ask. So now it's been a big sort of transitional sort of year in a lot of ways for you. Obviously, you did the Flash Forward experience. The Lost of it all has now fully wrapped up, even though you sort of come and go from that over the last few years. How do you feel? Where are you? What's next, do you think? What's exciting for you at this point?
Well, you and I were talking about this earlier on. I'm very much kind of interested in gaining a little bit more control over what I do. I really enjoyed the Flash Forward experience. For me, it was an opportunity to play a very dark character, which I did. And that was fun. I was disappointed that it didn't get picked up for a second season. The irony was that I left and went to England and a few different territories, Russia, Ukraine, where it was blowing up. So everyone was saying, when's it coming back? And I was saying, it's not coming back, and people couldn't understand why. Obviously in America, the ratings didn't do as well as they hoped it would. But it was a great character, and I had a great time with it. And now I'm just kind of scoping around, seeing what I want to do. Spending a lot of time swimming in my pool and hanging out with my snakes and my spiders. So life is good.
That's the American dream, really.
It's true.
At the end of the day, this is why you
No, the American dream is putting money in your ears and going.
That's right. That's the Peter Jackson version of the American dream, I believe.
I saw Peter Jackson last night.
Did you really?
Peter Jackson was hosting a night at Universal Studios for his King Kong ride. So myself and Elijah Wood went down and rode the ride, which was really good. And the great thing about Pete which is genuinely true. Is he's such a geek that they went on the ride 4 times, and he went on the ride every single time. And I said to him, are you contractually obliged to do this? He was like, no, I love it. So he really is a geek, and he has a lot of passion for what he does, and the rides are a lot of fun.
You did that, and then obviously, everyone knows that. I know you can't talk much about it, but Pete's been in town. There's a lot of questioning about The Hobbit now. Obviously, good to catch up with him. And you guys really, obviously, I worked at New Line, met you first there. It really is a very tight bond, particularly among the fellowship, particularly, because of what you went through down there for as long as you did. To the point of it's group tattoos and everything.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to see that bond really does remain today.
It does genuinely exist, myself and Vigo and Elijah and Ian and Orlando and Pete and Billy, we're all really tight, and obviously Pete's very, very busy and he doesn't get that much of a chance to see us, but when he does have that opportunity, he always extends the opportunity for us to hang out.
How long were you down in New Zealand when you first went down there?
Well, principal photography was like 16 months, but then we went back every year for about 8 weeks at a time. So
all the pickups, right?
Yeah, all in all, it was close to 2.5 years it was being.
They had started shooting, I think, a month or so before I started interning at New Line. You were, I want to say, 5 or 6 weeks maybe into production at that point. Right. And I remember as an intern having one of my first jobs having to go and do, okay, this is Uruk high armor. This is from pick your kingdom here. Right. It was even, and again, I don't think people know, maybe they've seen on the DVD. Even the Gollum stuff of matching Peter's facial expressions. He would take all these still shots of his face, going all these emotions for them to recapture in the Gollum animation. Yeah. It was really a remarkable thing to be around at a small level, so I can't even imagine to go live it and make it.
No, it was insane, and you got the impression very, very quickly how talented a guy he was, and also what an incredible general he was, because you would go into battle with this guy. He was completely prepared in any aspect, and he knew what he was doing. And like you said, I'm the same as you. I would like to see The Hobbit get made, and I would like to see The Hobbit get made with his blessing. And I can't really fathom how it could get made without Pete and his company.
The backlash would be gigantic.
It would. So it's a sad situation to be in, that they now found themselves kind of scrambling to make things happen, and obviously Guillermo had to fall out. And I talked to Pete last night, and he just said, look, we really want to do it, and we hope it will happen, but if it doesn't happen, then that's how it's meant to be.
At a point in time, you've got to make it. Again, it's in Guillermo's case. I know we're going to see him, I think, next week at the con. At a point, you got to go. I've got I've spent 2 years of my life, and I've got to go and sort of.
Right, and I think with Pete, he's a luminary filmmaker, and he's someone that has a lot of things that he wants to do, and if he's unfortunately getting held up by
studio politics,
problems, then after a certain amount of time, he's just going to say, look, guys, I got 15 projects waiting to go that I can do now, so I'm going to have to go.
You're handcuffed by stuff you can't control.
Right. Speaking of which, I cannot believe
you have to go to your Spielberg.
I got to go meet Spielberg and Scorsese. We got to talk about the kind of Michael Mann, Francis Ford Coppola thing.
You're just dropping filmmaker names left and right.
Robert De Niro told me I should never drop names.
I was going to say, Keselowski coming into this at all. Well, look, dude, thank you for popping in real quick. We've actually, the real story is Dom's been here for about, 2.5 hours.
Stealing comic books.
Dom's been getting comic books and hang out, and I will out, and without revealing it, shooting a pretty awesome cameo for our Comic-Con coverage next week that we will not comment much more on.
It's true.
But, dude, you've been a part of 2 legitimate pop cultural phenomenons, so that's not too bad for a young boy from the old island. So
I don't know how you're going to fill the seat, but I'm out now, so the show's just going to fall like a flan in a cupboard.
Pleasure, brother. Thanks for coming in.
Take it easy. Good to see you, man. You guys take care.
Wave goodbye to the folks at home, Dahmer.
Bye.
By the way, where can people find you on Twitter or anything of that?
No, I don't have Twitter.
Okay.
You can find me at Manchester United games.
But we will Xbox Live shortly.
Yes.
Good.
Well, this is kind of weird. We kind of planned for Dom to be here the whole time.